Hi Taurus, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your December 2020 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. As far as personal readings go, I'm probably not going to start those up again until January, so just wanted to give you an update there. As far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic cross spread as always, and I also pulled some Oracle cards and a Mudra card for you. So we'll get started with the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the Ten of Swords. So, probably not the most exciting way to start your reading off, but this is Gemini energy here, which for you guys is your second house. And right before December officially starts, we're going to have that full moon eclipse in Gemini, so this could be pointing to that timeline for some of you. But primarily what I'm seeing with this is that, to me, this is an ending of thoughts that you've been playing in your head over and over again. That's what I feel primarily, and I feel like that's probably partly to do with the fact that you guys had Mars retrograde in your 12th house for a while. It's still in your 12th house, but now it's finally moving direct again. So I feel like that's probably what was happening for most of you. You might have felt like during that transit you were really stuck in your head, just thinking things over and over. Of course, we did also have that Mercury retrograde in your opposite sign. That's moving direct again now as well, so all of that could have been tied in together to cause this situation for you guys. But you know, when I'm looking at this, the energy I'm feeling on this is more similar to how the Ten of Swords looks in another deck I own, which is instead of the swords being in this person's back, they're actually carrying those swords, so it looks more like the Ten of Wands. So I feel like this is what it's saying, that for a lot of you, you've just been stuck in your head around a situation, possibly multiple situations, and now you're finally coming out of that energy. In the challenger obstacle position, we have the World. So the World represents completions. I view it as North Node energy a lot, and actually right now, as we speak, the North Node is in Gemini as well, so we see more potential Gemini energy in that regard. This also has a Capricorn and Saturn vibe to it too, so Saturn's going to be moving out of your 9th house in December as well, so there's that. But with this coming up in the challenge position, I feel like what this is primarily saying is that you've learned what you've needed to learn from whatever the situation was, you know, so you might be feeling like, oh, is there something I'm missing, right? Is there something I'm overlooking? But with this showing up in the challenge position, I feel like it's primarily saying that you've learned what you've needed to learn from it, and you need to trust in that. In the foundation position, we have the Hermit, so this is Virgo energy here, so more mercurial energy for you guys. So yeah, for a lot of you, it could have been during that Mercury retrograde, it might have sent you into a really reflective mood. But seeing this in the foundation position for you guys, Virgo is your 5th house too, so there's creativity, could be around romance for some of you, even children if you have children. But with this here, I feel more of that introspective energy, which is saying you've really been going deep and really analyzing a situation, probably been a bit withdrawn lately as well. And I could also see, like I said, where that would tie in with that Mars retrograde in your 12th. You might have felt a bit wiped as far as energy levels go, but you know, if this here, again, I feel like this is another indicator that you've probably exhaustively looked into a situation. I feel like you do have the information you need. It's just a matter of you getting comfortable with trusting that. All right, in the past position, we have the Three of Cups. So this is actually Cancer energy here, which for you guys is your 3rd house of communication. So technically, in another way, we could see another theme around communicating, thinking. But here, usually I see this as an energy of connecting with either long, you know, friends you've known for many years, possibly siblings, family members. So this could just be saying that you might have been in a bit of a more celebratory mood, and maybe this is even pointing back to that time of Cancer season for you guys. So let's say early July, maybe you're just thinking back to a time then where things might have been going better for you, possibly reliving that. And, you know, it could be as simple as maybe if you had a falling out with someone, let's say, and now that we get into the holiday season, because pretty much almost anywhere in the world there are some kind of holidays in December. So maybe as you're reflecting back on the person, could be a romantic partner for some, but it could even be a friend, a relative that you might have had a falling out with, and maybe you're thinking back to those good times and wondering if you should reach out and try to repair the connection. All right, in the present position, we have the Page of Swords. So, of course, naturally after the Ten of Swords, this will be the next card in the deck in that suit. So, on one hand, we do see progress here, and again, this is, like I said, another indicator for me that this is probably saying with that Ten of Swords and the World in the challenge position that, you're finally getting to the point where you're trusting that, okay, I know what I need to know. I've learned what I need to learn from the situation. I'm ready to move forward from it. So this can usually represent communication. Usually there's a bit of shyness and nervousness around it, as we could see from their stance there. He doesn't look fully comfortable, right? The way he's holding the sword. So if you think about it, for example, since we actually have the card here, we have the Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck for you guys. So you could see the difference in the two energies. Like here, he looks a little bit more reluctant to move. Here, this person looks a lot more confident, sure of themselves, right? So could just be saying that you're getting there to where, you're close to being ready to communicate, whether you do or not immediately. That could go either way, I guess, but it looks like you guys are getting to that point. And what I always point out to people when I look at those trees in the background, they almost remind me of the Facebook F from the logo. So for some of you, could just be considering reaching out to someone via social media. So that's what I see there. All right, in the near future position, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So this is more Virgo energy here, and this does represent usually family, obviously financial success as well, but just cycle of completion, a lot of stability. So for some of you, this can be, like I said, maybe for some of you, it's around a family member you haven't spoken to in a while. And maybe this is you, this represents you guys are going to reach out to them this month and try to get that connection back on track. But if this was just a matter, if we think about some other areas of life too, like I said, Virgo energy for you guys is your fifth house creativity. Maybe if there's some creative project you guys have been really working on for a long time and trying to decide if it's the right time to launch it or not, could have been some back and forth with that. Looks like you might finally be ready to present that this month as well, and this would be a good time to do so, in December anyway. At the time I'm recording this, Mercury's just about to finally clear its shadow from the retrograde, so, this would definitely be a good time to actually get things moving forward in that regard. All right, in the position of your influence on the situation, we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Cups. So with these two cards, now obviously when we do see the Ace of Cups, the first instinct is to think of a love offer of some kind, right? But what I always point out for one is that the Ace usually represents something in the idea stage for me, where we always see that hand coming out of the clouds. It makes me think of more of a thought as opposed to an actual action taking place. Whereas the pages, for example, to me actually represent the actual action being taken place. So, but that in combination with the Wheel of Fortune, I think these two cards together are basically saying that you're coming to that realization, like, okay, you know what? I think the time is right. I'm going to go ahead and make this offer. For some of you, if it's a love offer, like I said, for some of you, it could be an olive branch with a relative or a friend you might not have spoken to in a long time. Again, it could be around a creative project you've been working on as well. So there's a few different ways it could be playing out, but I just see this as you primarily realizing, okay, like I said, it looks like you're finally coming to grips with the fact that, okay, I've thought about this thing and every possible scenario that could unfold, I'm ready to move forward now. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys there. Okay, in the environment position, we have the Star and the Eight of Wands. So this is Aquarius energy here, which for you guys actually is your 10th house of career and social status. And the Eight of Wands is actually Sagittarius energy. So for some of you, this might be an energy that you might be feeling right toward the end of November, because that's when we'll be in those degrees of Sagittarius. But with this in play too, this could definitely be saying that for some of you, this can be a shift around your career and your finances. But for others of you, this could just be saying that whoever you're dealing with is ready for that forward movement as well. With the Star card, this is Aquarius energy, and then it also is the card that comes after the Tower. So this person might have gone through some difficult times as well, like you have there with the Ten of Swords. But with that Eight of Wands, to me, it represents wanting to move forward. And the Star card usually represents, energetically getting back on the right track. So, usually that Tower moment can come. And if you're not on the right track, it'll knock you down a bit, but then actually you usually tend to reset, come to realize what's important, what's not, and move forward toward it. So if this represents the other person, it's definitely good energy to see for them as well. But like I said, for some of you, it could be you. And again, that willingness and desire to finally move forward. All right, in the hopes or fears position, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is actually the court card for Capricorn energy, but obviously you guys are also an earth sign, so this could easily be your energy as well. So what this could just be saying is, for some of you, if it is around the career, I see that you're, just hoping for that stability and that success. Possibly there's been some kind of a raise you've been trying to get, or a promotion of some kind. But yeah, for me, I just feel like overall this is just saying that you're ready for some more stable, settled energy. For some of you, for example, if you're in this initially transiting through your sign, you might have been a bit more rebellious in a way, trying things you might not have tried before. And Uranus is almost like that friend that'll egg you on to try something you haven't tried before, right? And it might not always turn out well, but at least you'll know for sure, like, all right, instead of dealing with the what ifs forever, right, which could be that Ten of Swords energy, now okay, I tried it. Either I love it or I hate it, but at least I know now one way or the other, right? And I could get that thought out of my mind about what if. So this could just be saying that some of you might have gone through a bit of that phase recently, and now you're just ready for a bit more settled energy. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Two of Cups. So this is actually Cancer energy here, like we saw with the Three of Cups there. But more importantly to me, this looks like two people, meeting each other at the same level, right? Both bringing something to the table. They each have a cup. They're facing each other. It looks like there's open communication. So, like I said, for some of you, this could totally be a romantic thing, yes. There's no clear indicator if it's definitely romantic or definitely family or, just an old friend, but I know people tend to think of with the Two of Cups, you did also have the Ace, to be fair, so it's certainly a possibility. But whatever the connection is that you felt like you needed to go ahead and repair, looks like you're definitely going to have some forward progress with that. So definitely a pretty good way to close out the reading. All right, and like I did say briefly, we had the Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck, which represents obviously that Gemini energy. Communication looks like fast communication as well. For some of you, maybe this represents traveling, but yeah, that's what I see there. And like I said, if nothing else, it shows that you're gaining a bit more confidence in communicating as well, where, like I said, in the page, energy might not be quite there yet, but pretty soon you probably will get to that level. All right, so next to the Oracle cards, you guys got two from this deck, and pretty contrasting energies too. So what I'm feeling with those two cards, well, we'll look at the second one, but the first one we have here is Chaos and Conflict. There's the artwork, numbers 33. And what I'm feeling, given that there's such a deep contrast between these two, this could be saying that this is the energy you guys are coming out of, especially since this is the first one between the two that came out. So this could be pointing more to what might have brought you to that Ten of Swords energy, for example. And then we'll see the second card after. But yeah, let's see what it has to say in the book for that one. Okay, it says, disarray, being at cross purposes with another, the tension of opposites, the value of chaos before order. Well, the tension of opposites made me think of, like we were saying, where at the time of recording this, we're still in Scorpio season. You have planets that are moving through Scorpio, so that by nature would cause oppositions with your Taurus placements. But we'll see what else it says. It says, opposing forces come together to create a turbulent atmosphere, but consider the value of chaos that serves you well as you become unmoored by it. Scattered to the winds, you leave behind the parts of yourself you no longer need and disperse seeds to reinvent yourself anew. Although the conflict appears to exist externally, its essence is also internal, projected outward and causing disarray. You may find yourself at cross purposes with someone else, facing a storm you feel you can't control. Yet every storm passes, and chaos leads to a reordering of things. Conflict provides a way to see more than one side of a situation. Look upon this as just a moment in time when you may need to take shelter and step away from the fray. Don't be too eager to fight. This is a time to understand rather than to be understood. So, interesting message there, and maybe that's pointing to the possible openness that you might need to have when communicating with another person, but hopefully that resonated with you. The relationship message says stubbornness is keeping you in a state of opposition. The incessant need to be right will only serve to prolong the conflict that deep down you know you want to be resolved. This is an opportune moment to learn about your values, your sense of self, what's really important to you. Some things are non-negotiable. If that's true, it's not necessary to fight. Can you find a way through the stormy emotions to higher ground? Soon the air will clear, and you will be in a much better place than before, for the storm will have passed, blazing a new path for a new growth in its wake. Things can become electric and enlightened, always better than before, if you use this time constructively. So definitely an interesting message there. And again, like I said, for me, I feel like for most of you, this is probably pointing to what got you to that Ten of Swords energy more than anything. But for some of you, maybe it's still resonating in the current moment. Either way, hopefully it resonated in some way. And then the prosperity message says, circumstances appear to be chaotic, but everything that is happening now is in truth shaking things up so you can find the real path to your prosperity. Yes, it's a stormy time, and it feels as if there are opposing forces wherever you turn. Be reassured that there is a divine purpose in this chaos. Everything that doesn't work is being taken from you, so the truest parts of yourself remain. The events occurring now are essential for your ultimate prosperity. This chaos is divinely inspired, even though it doesn't appear to be that way now. In time, you will know this to be true. So definitely an interesting message there, and that actually made me think of what I was saying earlier with that Uranus energy too, so maybe that's part of what's in play for you guys there. But like I said, a second card came up from this deck as well, and that's Milk and Honey. So a much lighter, brighter energy, but there's the artwork there, and the number for this one is 51. Alright, so let's see what that has to say. Okay, it says the taste of prosperity, opportunities born of authenticity, nurturing abundance, trusting that your needs will be met. The Oracle's message, you've entered a sweet time in your life, enjoying the land of milk and honey that everyone wants to experience. It's an interlude that feels more languid than ambitious when all your senses are awake to the unlimited possibilities in the universe. These times are precious and only come when you're in your authentic zone, wearing the world as a loose garment, not wanting, yet able to be nourished in ways both tangible and subtle. Abundance is an energy that you are a living part of. All your needs are being met. You are given the opportunity of nourishment in every form. So definitely a much more positive message there, like we said. And like I said, for some of you, I did feel that type of situation where, like I said, you were stuck in this Ten of Swords energy with that World card coming up in the challenge position. I feel like the message there is you know what you need to know from the situation. You've learned what you needed to learn, and now we could see a bit of confidence growing forward, and with that Wheel of Fortune as well. So hopefully that resonated. Alright, and the relationship message says sensuality, connection, and passionate romance between lovers, sweet moments of understanding, and love among friends and family are all here for you to savor now. Your heart's calling will be answered. Let your thoughts and feelings be sweet with gratitude, and you will be nourished with the honey of abundance. So another very positive message there as well. And the good thing is I do like that it also mentioned friends and family, because like I was saying, for some of you, it's not 100% clear if this is romantic, family, friends. So that pretty much covered the gamut there. So hopefully that resonated as well. And then the prosperity message says there is only one authentic you. This version of yourself is Spirit's emissary in the world. When you're in alignment with the truth that you are a unique expression of the divine, your ego can rest and your soul can illuminate your purpose. Now is the time when you're seeking your true north. When you find this direction, you automatically step into prosperity, and the world brings you evidence of abundance. Miracles are a choice and a way of seeing the world. With every choice you make right now, you have the potential to seize good fortune and embrace your destiny. Opportunities will lead you to your best life now. Be open to them. You're getting a sweet taste of what you want. So an interesting message there when it referred to finding your true north. That actually made me think of the star card. So for some of you, this could definitely be representing your energy in the environment, which is definitely another good indicator that things are going to be moving in the right direction for you too. So hopefully that resonated as well. And next oracle card we have is from the Spirit Animal Oracle, and it's Elephant Spirit. It says learn from the past. There's the artwork, and the number is 25. Well, interestingly enough, too, we also have an elephant in this card, too. So, could be some significance to that if you want to look up that general spirit animal meaning. Okay, it says, although we often wish we could leave the past behind, Elephant Spirit reminds us that memory matters. We must respect the wisdom of the elders who hand down to us traditions they have shaped to express our connection to each other and respect for the community. What has come before informs what we are experiencing today, and we must never forget our legacy of strength and dignity. Elephant Spirit appears with the message that we are to acknowledge that which came before and learn from it. All of us are memory-based creatures, and we must revisit the past to understand where we are and where we are going. The stories of events you experienced, the stories in our collective memory, and the stories of relationships you have had can be told in many ways. What story will you tell? Elephant Spirit is here to encourage you to make it one that stirs in you a sense of power and dignity, for you have honored yourself by choosing to learn from your past. Spirit rejoices at your willingness to learn and grow. So reading that message, that definitely made me think of that Ten of Swords and the world energy in the challenge position there. So, like I said, given that we see the Wheel of Fortune, and now I'm feeling like the star card for a lot of you represents your energy as opposed to someone else's, it looks like you're definitely getting there. So that's definitely a positive thing. But hopefully I resonated with you guys as well. And finally, we have a Mudra card for you guys. The Mudra you guys got is the Granthita Mudra. There it is there. Keyword for it is redemption. All right. There's the info on it there if you want to pause it or take a screenshot. But under benefits, it says prepares the mind for meditation, opens Vishuddha chakra, which is the throat center, benefits the voice, improves thyroid function, increases the body's self-healing capacity, especially in cases of cancer. So if that sounds like a mudra you think would be beneficial for you guys, we'll put the name of the mudra in the description of the video as always. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.